What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Morning Movie Chat. I am your host, Trinity. Thank you all so much for tuning here into the Second Street Marvel for today's show. I do greatly appreciate anytime you guys stop by to watch me flap my gums about all these nerdy things that I flap my gums about. And it's a good Monday morning, guys. Here we are already, the second day of March. I'm telling you, the year's flying by. Year's flying by. Next thing you know, you're going to have to be going to the polling place to cast your vote. As a matter of fact, I think this Tuesday is actually time to go out and vote in local elections here, as far as I know. And I got to be honest with you, if you're gonna vote in any kind of elections, your local elections are the ones to vote in for sure. So anyway, that's coming up. As we all know, this year it's going to be time to vote for a new president as well. So look out, guys! It's coming up, man. I'm telling you, the year we started off the year in January. I was telling you guys about this. Be ready for all this. You're gonna lose friends. You're gonna lose family members on your friends list on Facebook or wherever, maybe on Twitter. You're gonna get into some spats there with a bunch of weirdos, and yeah, I don't know. I've been off Twitter and Facebook and all that kind of stuff for the past few weeks. Just been really busy in my personal life, getting things all back in order. Last year was one hell of a year for me, guys. That all started, a lot of it started kind of with this channel, and not in a bad way. A lot of crazy things happened last year. I started this channel back in actually 2018, to be honest with you, and I started building it. I started this channel. I started creating content. Started spending a little bit less time training at first. You guys know I'm a cyclist. I lift weights. I just got done doing my morning workout just this morning. Make sure you drink some water. So that's what happened last year. But then last year, in the middle of March, it was almost a year. It was almost been a full year. Last March, I was in, I run my own business. I was in a car collision, and a lady ran a stop sign, pretty much T-boned my work van, and totaled it. Completely totaled it. So I was working out of my little truck for about a year. It's a little S10, and if you guys knew what I do, I'm a distributor of like snacks and things. I go to a bunch of different local businesses here and just visit people in their workplace, offices, mechanic shops, all that different kinds of stuff. And I was working out of my little S10, and it's really hard to do. Well, here over the last year, it's great because, it does good on gas. It's a small truck, but it's a small truck, and you can't really do much with it. And it was very frustrating. It was very crammed. And here, just over these past few months, since the beginning of the year, I'm like, man, I'm just getting too crammed in here. My truck, it's getting old. It can't really be carrying all this weight in the first place. I'm like, dude, I just need something new. And I finally got a new truck. Been trying to get everything in order for that. Got to get taxes done. You guys know all the usual stuff, that, probably you have to go through, except for I own a business, so a little bit more maybe. So going through that, and I finally got a new vehicle. I got a new vehicle last week for my business, and I've been working hard over the weekend to try to get it all set up for my business so I can go out and work today. It's not completely set up. I just got a lot of work things I got to do to get worked in and get into it. And then along with so that was just one part of my journey, and that's just with my business and having to do that over the past year. I started this channel over the last year and growing this channel and trying to create content for you guys to enjoy and growing the audience here. And I think I've done somewhat of a decent job growing the audience here. So definitely a lot of good things happening over the last year. I've got 3 kids as well. So I've been having to be a little more present in their lives because over the last year my wife got a new job, and those kinds of things all kind of affect my business. They affect not only my business, but then also my just personal life and things as well, with like having to be here more for the kids, while my wife is out working. She works a longer schedule now than she used to. I mean, she's full-time. She was full-time before, but now she's even more full-time. She's working more hours per week. So just a bunch of different things that come with life, and that's just that's what life is, guys. Life is just a series of obstacles and things that you have to overcome. You know what I mean? That's really what life is all about. Is how trained are you? How resilient are you to all the things that you will face in life? All the adversarial things. There's going to be people. Life's going to push back at you. You got to be ready. You got to be ready to push back. You got to be ready to shove. When life comes to push, you got to shove, right? So that's what you got to do. You got to be prepared, and part of that comes with coming up with a routine, taking things as they come. You got to roll with the punches, man. I'm telling you, that's the only way that you're going to find success in anything that you want to do out there in the world. That's you got to have an idea of what you want to do. You got to have a goal. You got to go out there. You got to set it, and then you got to do things consistently every single day to work towards those goals. And that's what ultimately what it takes is consistency. You don't have to do a lot every day, but just a little bit. And that's what I've been doing here over just here over these past couple of months, and especially these past few weeks, is getting everything in order. My training schedule has been getting right. I've got my cycling training back on. I've been hitting the weight room. I guess I could say the weight room. It's out in my garage is where I got all my free weights. Been doing all of that stuff, getting more consistent, and that's what it takes, guys. I haven't been killing myself. Like last week, I missed probably like 3 hours of training because I had to get stuff set up for my business so I could go out to work this week because I just bought a new vehicle. All these things. These are things that happen in life. These are things that happen in your life. Just things all things coming from, what do they say, coming from left field, all that kind of stuff. You got to be ready for it, right? You got to have a plan. You got to have an idea, and you got to know that at some point all these things are going to get derailed by something, and you got to be ready for it. You got to be ready for it. Be prepared. Always be prepared for these kinds of things, because that's just what life is. Life isn't fair, and don't ever expect it to be. So we do have some news that I want to get into here, guys. We'll get into those in just a minute. We've got news coming out from Mark Ruffalo about the Incredible Hulk, relating to like the She-Hulk series as well. We got some news about Shang Chi, as well as some updates about Peyton Reed. Yeah, Peyton Reed, that has directed the first 2 Ant-Man films in the MCU, is said to be directing 2 episodes in the upcoming season of The Mandalorian. We'll go ahead and get into that in just a minute. And if there's anything else you guys want me to cover, let me know down in the comments below. What's going on here? Is this thing freezing up on me? Okay. Let's see. Okay. Here we go. We got Captain Pennsylvania says, what up? Says, hashtag mutant lives matter. Yes, they do, man. I know there's a bunch of hate out there for mutants these days. And you know what? Are you a mutant hater? Ugh. Fanjexture, thank you so much for being here. Snowda Music and Entertainment says, Jenner check. Captain Pennsylvania says, I'm skipping presidential vote. My right as a vet. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%, and thank you for your service, Cap. Fanjexture says, hey, Snowdub. Duda Reviews, thank you for being here. Says, hey, cool shirt. Yeah, thanks, man. And believe me, I'm glad you guys can't smell me through the camera, because I just got done working out after a long day yesterday, getting my new truck set up for my business. I woke up. I went to bed late, and then I woke up this morning, got out and got my morning workout in, and yeah, so I put on this this fresh shirt so it could get smelly here for about an hour while I talk to you guys. Captain Pennsylvania saying, what's up? Aggressively Relaxing says, congrats on the new ride. Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, it's gonna be nice getting into this vehicle. It's a lot bigger than I really probably need or want, but hey, you know what? I'm gonna work with it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be good. Trust me, it's gonna be good. And it's basically about moving in, getting adjusted, getting everything set up in the vehicle how I need it to be set up for doing my business. That's what's going to be mostly going on over these next couple weeks. It'll be fun, but thank you, Aggressively Relaxing. Let's see, Wookie is here. Says good morning. Thank you so much for being here. He says I made it. Rose Sachs, thank you for being here. I like it. Captain Pennsylvania says, at Snowdub, chilling like I own this place. That's because I do. Nice. Yes, Rose Sachs, thank you for being here. Captain Pennsylvania says, if I don't get Watto in The Mandalorian. Fanjexter says, Captain Pennsylvania, wouldn't he be dead by then? He was already pretty old and frail by the end of the prequels. Who says that maybe his species don't die? Maybe they just live to be, maybe they're like a Palpatine. Okay, and anyway, Fanjexture, in case you guys missed it, yesterday we had a really good time on the Music Hour show last night. We got it done a little bit late because I had a barbecue. I invited some friends over in the afternoon. We came over, grilled some hamburgers and hot dogs and things. And then yesterday, guys, on the stream, we did the top we did the best 80s metal band, and next weekend we're going to be doing another show, doing probably the best 90s metal band. And we'll get some bands up. We're going to do a lineup, and you guys get to come into those and vote. I actually got this idea for doing this from Fanjecture, who's been doing these on Wednesdays, where he does these with movies. Where we're ranking, like this Wednesday, I will be on Fanjecture's show, and we're going to be ranking, or I guess ranking. It's a battle to the death in the NCAA tournament style bracket. We're going to be going over the 2010s Pixar films, wasn't it? Pixar films, 2010 Pixar films. It's going to be a good time. So I got the idea from him, and we applied it to music just yesterday. It was a great first run, and then lo and behold, just this morning, I was watching the Den of Nerds live, and I seen Josh stole Fanjecture's idea too, because it was Fanjecture's idea first ever to come up with the bracket style tournaments. Josh, you know what? Josh over there at the Den of Nerds, man, he's such an evil dude. You know what he's doing? What do they call that? You know what they call that? They call that appropriation. They call that you're appropriating our culture, bruh. You're appropriating our YouTube culture, man. This was Fanjecture's idea. I stole it from him. Now you're stealing it from me. It's all theft. We're all a bunch of thieves here. We're all stealing. What's going on here? I don't know what's going on in this silly world anymore, guys. I'm just kidding. But it was a very good time yesterday. It was very fun. We had a lot of fun on the show. And so, yeah, anyway, make sure you guys go subscribe to Fanjecture. Make sure you check out yesterday's music show. It was a good time. Make sure you tune in next week. That's why you need to make sure that you're subscribed and all that stuff. So you can make sure that you tuned in next week to vote for the best 90s metal band. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get on into some of today's subjects. Okay, so this first one here, guys, comes to us, in case you guys didn't hear about this is coming to us from MCU Cosmic, but I did hear this news at several different places about Mark Ruffalo at C2E2 this weekend, apparently flapping his gums. You guys, y'all know how Mark Ruffalo is about stuff, man. He like to flap his gums, right? You flap his gums about stuff? All right, you know what? Something I need to do here is maybe I need to pop this out here. Pop out this chat. Okay. So yeah, we got this story here coming from this C2E2 was this weekend in Chicago, I believe. I know I seen Darth Daddy out there, the Great Council. I seen him out there doing a live stream from C2E2. If you're subscribed to him, make sure you go check it out. So, oh man, let me get all this adjusted right. It'd be a little easier for me, a little easier for you. There we go. Okay, so we got this coming here from Mark Ruffalo has had preliminary talks about appearing in She-Hulk. Okay, here we go. It says, last November we heard news that Mark Ruffalo was planning to meet with Kevin Feige about a potential role, in the Disney Plus She-Hulk series, and now more information has surfaced as it looks like they have been talking about it. Ruffalo appeared at a panel at C2E3. Oh, C2E3. Did he do that wrong? I thought it was C2E2. I don't know. Maybe it's C2E3. I don't know. This weekend, and he revealed that he had early talks about appearing in the series that is rumored to begin filming this fall. In the comics, Jennifer Walters is Bruce Banner's cousin, and she turns into She-Hulk when she receives a blood transfusion. That origin would require Ruffalo to show up in the series for at least one episode, so it seems like Marvel is trying to make it happen. And we can see right here on this, looks like there's this Twitter post here, from laughingplace.com, says someone asked what director he'd like to tackle a Marvel film. Mark Ruffalo says at Martin Scorsese. Ruffalo says there is talk about a Hulk potentially showing up in the She-Hulk series, but talks are preliminary. Once again, I don't know. This doesn't seem like... this only seems obvious. Universal owns the distribution rights to the character anyway. So for anything else to really be happening there with the Hulk at this point... it only seems, but it also seems obvious that he would be in the She-Hulk series anyway. So I'm not sure why there really has to be any kind of talks about anything like that. Because I don't know, it doesn't only kind of make sense that Hulk would be in the She-Hulk series. I could be wrong there, but also who knows? Like Mark Ruffalo flaps his gums about a lot of stuff. He's not always right, but also he's kind of somewhat of a reliable leaker himself because he can't seem to stop flapping his gums about stuff that he's not supposed to be talking about. Tom Holland was the same way. He was out there in a lot of interviews and said stuff out there that people probably shouldn't be knowing. But, sometimes I think that Marvel lets these people say these things and they just go with it, you know what I mean? Like, they're like, oh, okay, and maybe they leave it in the movie or maybe they cut it out just based on some of these things. And I think at this point, Marvel Studios, they know that there's leaks that are going to get out. They know what they can control, how much they can control it, and then how much they can roll with the punches when it comes to these kinds of things. Like, when an actor says something in an interview, they're like, oh, no, don't say that. Oh, man. They can always go through and sort of and work with these things. They can change them in production, or they can go with it. You know what I mean? And I think they've done this long enough that they can kind of roll with those punches. You know what I mean? They can kind of go with it and be like, hey man, you shouldn't have said that, but hey, it was great because it kind of builds hype for this. People will see this in the film and be like, ha ha ha. Like, I remember when Endgame came out at the theater and those first 20 minutes of the movie. Remember, the rumor was that like the first 20 minutes of the movie is all we get in the trailers. And for the most part, it really was. I remember, like, each passing scene, like, the whole, like, first, like, 20 minutes of the movie, even with as much dramatic stuff as was happening, I still found myself sitting there chuckling, like, ha, 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 because it was true. A lot of it really was there towards the beginning of the movie. And just everything, too. Because it was like, we got Tony Stark they were stuck there on the ship. They were stuck there in space. Captain Marvel came to save him. When they were, all the little things, when they were coming out of Avengers compound, when she was landing the ship, with Rocket and Nebula sitting there, in a warm embrace as they're sitting there on the stairs of the ship, and just all that stuff. It was almost kind of funny how all those leaks really kind of did come true. Like, okay, well, it was all towards from like the first 20 minutes of the movie. So I think Marvel has done this long enough. They're getting good at rolling with all the things that come out in these films. So, but I mean, to me, it only makes sense. It only makes sense that the Incredible Hulk would be in this She-Hulk series. But let me know what you guys think about that. To me, I don't know. To me, there's really no news there. But, hey, that's just if you ask me. Let's see. Where are we at here in the chats? We don't know we don't know how that race ages, says aggressively relaxing. Exactly. Wookiee Supremacy says, Wookiee Supremacy says, I'm done picking apart any Disney Star Wars. Continuity doesn't matter to them. # Disney isn't canon. Mladen Kulik, thank you so much for being here, says, let's start with movie chat, Trinity. Yes, okay. Yeah. Sorry, man. We had to just kind of warm up, kind of get, it's Motivation Monday, right? I had to start off with a little something to get you guys ready for the week. Watto has a forced ghost. It's Disney, right? Okay. Wookiee Supremacy says Maiden rules. Fanjexter says I'm basically the Steve Jobs of movie bracket shows. Yes. Doing music review. I need to lock into the next stream. Yes, definitely, Rose Sachs. Make sure you're here next Sunday, man. It'll be great. Wookiee, you never lie, my friend. Captain Pennsylvania says Evil Empire. Let's see. Antonio Banderas joining the Uncharted movie. Ooh, interesting. I like Antonio Banderas, man. I'd love to see another one of those Desperado movies. Captain Pennsylvania says, Mark Ruffalo called me to spill the beans about him turning into the Pink Hulk. # woke. That's funny. The vote was dead on. Maiden is the best band ever. Indeed. Maiden won? Yes. Iron Maiden won the best 80s metal band. They did. I got to get better at flapping my gums in video. Nah, you're good, I Am True Skills. You're good. I know what you mean. You just got to do it, though. You just got to do it and just go with it. You eventually get a flow. You'll get it, man, because, like, in your videos, you do a good job. Okay. Ezralyn says, Wonder Woman 1984 rips off Meet Joe Black. Huh, interesting. I know there's a full plot leak out there. I haven't looked into that or read it yet, but maybe I need to do that. But either way, I mean, I mean, playing on things. I mean, that seems like there's so many things out there that a lot of it seems like it's doing that these days anyway. You know, kind of referencing that, paying homage to, if you will. Mladen Kulik says, "Would you like to see Allison Brie as She-Hulk?" I honestly don't know who Allison Brie is. Let me look her up on IMDb really quick because I heard Josh over at the Den of Nerds talking about this as well. To let me find out who this Allison Brie is because I know I heard him say that she was on like Community or something like that. I don't watch TV shows, so let me see who Allison Brie is. What has she been in? She looks very familiar. Oh, dang it, advertisement. Come on, man. Come on, man. Okay. Allison Brie. She was in the Lego Movie as Unikitty. Community. Sleeping with Other People. The 5-year engagement. I don't know. I'm not for sure that I've really seen her in anything. But as far as like her playing She-Hulk, I mean, you know, really like I'm not into fan casting, but all I ever want is somebody that's a good actor. That's all I ever want casted in a movie is a good actor, and somebody who fits the role. But most important, they have to be a good actor. But as far as her being She-Hulk, I mean, as long as she's talented, like I said, I haven't seen her in a whole lot. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it, and I do know, like, supposedly the casting route, you know, they want somebody that's Allison Brie like as well. So I don't know. I think there's a lot to play with there. The one thing that, like I say, most important of all is that you have a good actor. You know, I know I've seen people out there talking about bring Ronda Rousey in to be, you know, to be She-Hulk. Bring in, you know who I'm talking about from Mandalorian. Yeah. Talking about bring her in, you know, the other girl from the UFC. Why did I all of a sudden forget her name? Gina Carano, to be She-Hulk. Like, okay, guys, like the fan casting can only go so far. Like somebody looks like they could fit the role, but the ultimate thing is you gotta have talent. You gotta have a good actor there to fill that role. You're not always gonna get lucky and have a great director like a Patty Jenkins who can direct a Gal Gadot who has minimal skills as far as her acting chops to bring out a good performance out of an actor without the depth of range. So that is what's most important to me is getting an actual good actor in there, or at least teaming up somebody with moderate talent with a great director that can bring that out of them. Like I said, you're not going to get every situation where you get a Gal Gadot paired up with a Patty Jenkins, because believe me when I say, like, Gal Gadot, she's a very beautiful woman, and I've talked about this plenty of times before. She's not a very talented actress. She don't have very much depth of range to her acting skills, but she can improve. That's the thing, is she has proved she can improve. So that's ultimately what we need. I just want a good actor in the thing. So I'm not really into fan casting though. Let's see. Slide that finger across the like button and subscribe. Definitely. Ezra Lynn says, alleged Wonder Woman 1984 plot details leak after October test screening called a disaster. Yeah, I don't know about all that, man. It's never heard of Allison Brie till the She-Hulk rumors. Yeah, me neither. I mean, I think I've heard the name. I just didn't know who it was. Mladen Kulik says, I know her from Glow and Sleeping with Other People. I think I've seen Sleeping with Other People. I can't remember. Justin Simone says, we know Josh wants her to be cast. Yeah, certainly. And like I said, I'm not really into fan casting, but hey, you know, as long as they're talented, that's all I want. I'm not saying I like How to Be Single and she was good in that. Okay, all right. Mladen says, Gina Carano, definitely. Never need a good actor is very important. Yeah, to me that's the most important thing. To me, somebody don't even have to look the role as long as they're a good actor in the role. Would you like to see Amadeus Cho make an appearance in She-Hulk? Not really. I'm not like all that thrilled about it, but will he? Probably. Fanjexter says, I wouldn't mind Gina Carano only because she's actually getting better as each Mandalorian episode goes on, but Ronda Rousey has been in enough stuff for us to know she isn't getting any better. Well, it's because she needs to be in something where she's actually having to act, not really be herself. And that's where getting cast in the right role with the right kind of director really comes into play. So okay, guys, let's get back here to some other news. God, what was the other news that I've seen coming up right here too as well? Let's go ahead and get into this here. We've also got from MCU Cosmic, Simu Liu, did I say that right? Posts a tease from the Shang Chi set. Pretty much what we got here out of this is that Shang Chi is now filming. The article here says Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings has apparently been filming for a few weeks now in Australia, but Marvel Studios has been very good about keeping it a secret. Despite being in production, we still only know of the 3 cast members officially, and due to them filming a lot of sound stages, there hasn't been a single leak from paparazzi photos. But now we have one picture from the set, and it comes from Simu Liu. Am I saying that? Simu Liu? Liu? I'm pretty sure it's Liu. In the makeup chair, getting ready for go. Getting ready for go. Be the must have been a typing error. Getting ready go. Be the master of kung fu. He posted a tease via Instagram story this afternoon, showing off his Avengers phone case, and then you can see the image right here of him in the makeup seat, and you can see there's not really much to see here. There's nothing really there. It's said to be in theaters in less than a year at this point, with filming underway. It wouldn't be shocking if Marvel revealed some footage from the movie over the summer at one of their big convention appearances, such as San Diego Comic-Con. So yeah, again, I don't know. Nothing really much to see here. I mean, I guess we knew this was getting ready to come up with this. Let me see here. Okay, there we go. With Shang-Chi getting ready to come up, we know it's getting ready to be released in theaters. You know, we know most of those dates, and you know it's going into production. It's just nice to know that this is going on. We're finally getting Shang-Chi. This is pretty cool. A lot of the leaks that have come out about this movie, even Josh over at the Den of Nerds was talking about this morning. From what I could tell, a lot of this really to me sounds like just the things that have come out about this movie. Sounds like it's going to be very like Enter the Dragon. Sounds like it's going to be very Enter the Dragon, where there's going to be like this tournament being held, and like Shang-Chi is somehow involved, has been involved with MI6, and he's going in as kind of a deep cover agent, maybe to expose some things, and maybe, supposedly, God, who would it be? You know who I'm talking. The enemy here, who is the leader of the Ten Rings. He has the 10 rings from the Mandarin. Is holding this tournament there to get people together, and possibly going to give away the 10 rings, which sounds absolutely ludicrous. If anything, and I think this was something that was posed by Josh as well, or maybe some other speculation out there as well, is that maybe he's doing this tournament to get people there so he can recruit talent, as opposed to giving away these 10 rings, to kind of get people there. You got to give them some incentive. And to me, a lot of this stuff really sounds like Enter the Dragon, where, they sent Bruce Lee in there as kind of a covert agent. He goes in there without weapons or anything, without guns. The only way that he has to get any kind of outside help is, once he's done some investigation, they have a radio room in there that he has to go down and break into and get a signal out. And that's kind of what we've seen in Enter the Dragon. That's what happens in Enter the Dragon. And a lot of this sounds exactly like what's happening in Shang-Chi. Now, is that a bad thing? No. I mean, a lot of people probably sitting there talking about Hollywood isn't original and all this stuff these days. Look, a lot of these movies are genre-type films that MCU has been doing. They've been building success that way, but also doing this sounds great. Paying homage to a Bruce Lee film, or even any kind of martial arts films of the past. It just sounds like a good idea. Why would you not want to do that? Especially with some new characters like this, like a Shang-Chi, like these new Asian characters that you're gonna bring in, and new for the movies, and bring in to present these films. It only seems best to do something like that as an homage to films that have come before it. And I don't know. I think it sounds pretty interesting. Now another part of some news that I heard Josh talking about also was with some of the MCU Disney Plus streaming service shows, they're been not fast tracked on production, but the production is going a little better than they had thought they would. Things are happening a little bit quicker. They're having quicker turnarounds and things like that, which is a good thing and really only makes sense. And is a good thing because, like I've talked about here on the show before, them having this streaming service along to go with the MCU is a game changer. It's an absolute game changer. There's other studios out there with this available to them, but no other movie franchise or any other franchise really out there have built their universe in this same way and can seamlessly cross it over from streaming service to movies. This is really the Marvel and the MCU. I wouldn't say going to start this, but going to be able to. They're going to set the standard for how to do this in a seamless way, and I can't wait to see it because if they're having good turnaround on these shows, we're going to see characters introduced a lot faster, things coming to the big screen faster, and I think it's all good. A lot of people out there might talk about oversaturation, the MCU being over and all that kinds of stuff. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that. If there's people tuning out already from the MCU, a lot of people are already doing that for various reasons. Not all just because of woke politics in movies or anything like that either. Some people are just finding it not as interesting now. Marvel themselves, with their marketing of the last saga, they came out and said, "Oh, this is the culmination of, this is the conclusion of, the Infinity Saga," and a lot of these kinds of things makes a lot of people start to think about this is the end. You know what I mean? So some of that is kind of on them as well. But I don't think there's going to be any problems with oversaturation. They have a lot of characters. They have a lot of things that they could really do to carry on a lot of these properties for a very, very long time. The only thing they have to do is continue to keep it fresh, keep it interesting. And I think for me, some of that too is not only bringing the adaptation from the comic books into the films, but they need to, maybe do some of those, hold a little more true to the comic books in there, respect the source material some more on some of these kinds of things, while at the same time making it a little bit fresh, because I do want something new. I don't want just the comic books regurgitated onto film, but I would also really love to see a lot of that happen as well. Because for a lot of people out there, that are into the MCU, they are normies when it comes to the comic book content, so they would enjoy it just as much as the nerds who enjoy the comic books themselves. So I think, it would be smart of them to kind of start to do a little bit of both when it comes to those kinds of things. Start to, bring actual comic book adaptations to the screen, as well as come up with some newer, fresher ideas. And at this point, with some of these silly characters getting ready to come in, like Ms. Marvel, I trust Kevin Feige to make me a better Ms. Marvel TV show than what we've got in the comic books. Because that's what he's kind of done with the MCU so far, is took maybe B tier level heroes and made them A level, you know what I mean? So he's kind of elevated them. So while some of these characters are going to be coming, not all of them are the greatest characters, I do think that he will be able to make a lot of these more interesting than they are. Okay, let me get back into the chats here. Let me know what you guys think about any of this kind of Shang-Chi news and those things out there right now. I'll get back here into the chat and see what everybody's saying. Let's see. Justin Simone says, Captain Pennsylvania says, "What up, man? Not much." Duder review says, She-Hulk should be tall too. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not sure what the profile was of her in the comic books. I never really read any She-Hulk, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie about that. So I'm not really for sure. I'm not really familiar with the character. But yeah, I wouldn't see why not. Wookiee Supremacy says, I love fan casting. Well, if you like fan casting, you should definitely go check out Daniel Laura here on YouTube. The Stuff of Legend is the name of his channel. The Stuff of Legend. He does a lot of fan casting videos. You should definitely go check him out. Perry Comics is in here lurking. Justin Simone says, yeah, Jon Favreau is an actor's director for sure. He probably helped coach her up. As far as who? Gina Carano. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because Favreau knows all the ropes. He's a writer, he's a director, he's a producer, he's an actor, and he's been in the business a long, long, long time. A long time. One of the first things I remember actually seeing him in was PCU. Captain Pennsylvania says, I keep telling them, Trinity, I'm available to act, direct, or even do Feige's job. Absolutely, Cap. I hear you. Justin Simone says, director, producer. Yes. Rose Sack says, Captain, you're on fire today. Yes. Justin Simone says, who cares about Amadeus Cho? I'm not really familiar with the character. I'm not really familiar with Hulkling. But I think, didn't they just recently, like, he's not known as Hulkling anymore. Am I wrong there? Like, I don't know. Sylvester M, how are you doing? What's up this morning? Says, yeah, throwing them horns, nice. Ronda Rousey, actress. Aggressively, you're making me laugh, bro. Making me laugh. A Dude Review says, I totally forgot about Shang Chi, man. No, I've been excited, man. I've been waiting for Shang Chi. I'm excited for that one. Cap says, Rose Sachs, you should hang out with me for 5 minutes. Might go crazy or enjoy yourself. Definitely. Cap is a good dude, man. I like Cap. Justin Simone says, not too excited for Shang-Chi. I'm more excited for New Mutants. Love me some muties. You know what? I think me and Cap are right there with you, Justin. I'm waiting for New Mutants too. I mean, there's the whole thing like it's not going to tie to the MCU, and then there's rumors out there that it could be. I'm just excited for that movie all together as well. I just want to see it. It looks good. It looks like they're doing good with the advertising and everything. It got me excited. I'm not superly overly excited for it, but I can't wait to see it. Captain Pennsylvania says, I still remember the day my dad told me I wasn't going to be a mutant. Man, that's terrible, man. Maybe you should expose yourself to the Terrigen Mists. Maybe you're inhuman. Maybe you're inhuman. Wookiee Supremacy says, what a dick. Mladen Kulik says, I just hope they have good fight choreography and camera work. Absolutely, Mladen. For the, and with the MCU, I would think that with Kevin Feige being there to produce a lot of these things, kind of overseeing it, I think they're going to be doing good. I know they have some big, they have basically movie production style budgets for these shows. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't have good choreography and camera work. But what I would like to see is a lot of the good choreography and stuff without, and like you're saying, with the camera work, without all that shaky stuff and without all the flashes and stuff to where it makes like even me and you could get out and do stuff like that with that kind of camera work. We could get the footage and send it off to my buddy Ryan over at Nerdy Blurb TV, and he could edit it all down and make it look like we're just fighting in the MCU as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I totally hear you there. Good fight and choreography work. Fight work and choreography, definitely. As well as the camera work. And I think I'm kind of looking at a lot of these series as well when it comes to these, like how many of them are going to be super action based as well. You know what I mean? From like a heavy CG standpoint, I guess. Falcon and Winter Soldier, mostly I think a lot of that is going to be with the Falcon doing his flying stuff, and we've even seen that in the trailers. But like WandaVision, I think that's going to be a lot of green screen type stuff, but how much of that is going to be like crazy fighting style kind of things in that one, you know what I mean? I'm not sure how much of that's going to be there, or it could be just more crazy psychedelic trip kind of stuff. And amazing, like Moon Knight, when they do that one, I think Moon Knight would be more, it seems like it'd be more a little realistic based type of combat things as well. So, hopefully they do a lot better than Netflix Marvel did with, a bunch of fights in long hallways and in small rooms. Hopefully they do better than that. Because I'm not really big on the Netflix Marvel shows. They were good stories, but a lot of them, I think that's how they managed to do a lot of them. They did them a lot like a network TV show. And I want more out of the Disney Plus streaming shows, definitely. I totally hear you there. Okay, so let's see. What was the next story that I had to talk about here? The next story that I had to talk about here comes from Charles Murphy over at Murphy's Multiverse.com, and here's the story that we're talking about this week. This is what I heard this week. The Mandalorian gets season 2 gets a new MCU director. Now this story here at the beginning, he's talking about how he got this. He gets a lot of stories from these news sources, and not always does he instantly get information that he can corroborate to get something that is that he can actually confirm. Usually it's like one source and it's like, oh, okay, maybe it's iffy. He can't find any other sources from it, so he lets it go. And he's also talking about how he also don't get a whole lot of Star Wars news passed down his way as well. But he was also talking here about Peyton Reed. This is where he gets this. He says, however, I came across information. He says, where is it? However, this information I came from a source who provided accurate information in the past. So while I am wholly inclined to believe the source, I want to be upfront with readers about the scenario. Basically saying that this isn't 100% confirmed. That it has just come out from one source, and it's kind of iffy about whether you can completely 100% confirm this. But he's saying that having been said. Here you go. Peyton Reed is set to direct 2 episodes of the 2nd season of the Disney Plus streaming series The Mandalorian. And Taika Waititi is once again contributing to the series. Here we go. He says fans of the series will recall that in addition to voicing the rewired bounty hunting droid IG-11 in season 1 of The Mandalorian, Waititi was also directed the finale, bringing his signature wit to the series, which wasn't enjoyed by many. I didn't completely enjoy it. While it is unclear whether or not Waititi will be directing an episode, helping to produce, or coming back to voice another character, the message was clear. He's been working with showrunner Jon Favreau on the 2nd season. For Reed's part, the seeds for his potential involvement may go as far back as November of 2018, when he, along with Waititi and Joe and Anthony Russo, visited Favreau on the set during production of the show's 1st season, pictured below. Boom. And there you go. You got some production photos. Favreau and Reed have a working relationship dating as far back as 2006, when the former co-starred in Reed's comedy The Breakup, which is a good movie, and have certainly had a chance to exchange notes on their ongoing relationships with Marvel Studios last season. 3 directors, Deborah Chow, Rick I butchered that. I'm sorry. And Dave Filoni helmed 2 shows each, so it's certainly not out of the realm of possibilities that Reed could fit into that same mold. This comes at a time when James Mangold publicly denied that he'd be involved with the show after a recent rumor surfaced. So it's a scary time to put this out there. However, with Disney Plus holding a launch event this Thursday in the UK, as I first reported here, where they are expected to make some announcements and update the slates for their major properties, it was time to share this info. So there you have it, folks. Coming to us from Charles Murphy over at murphysmultiverse.com. You should go check that out. So it is being rumored now that that Peyton Reed will come in to direct an episode or 2 of The Mandalorian. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. I like Peyton Reed. I think he's pretty good. I mean, the films of his that I have seen are all they've been very good. Oh man, what happened there? I do like The Breakup. The Breakup is a very good film. And I also do like the Ant-Man 1, which was mostly done, we all know, was a lot done by Edgar Wright. But I also did like the Ant-Man 2 film as well. So I guess you could say I'm down with what he's doing and his work that he's going to be doing over there. And certainly I think he could probably bring some fun to Mandalorian season number 2, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. We'll go ahead and get in here and catch up with the chat and see what you guys are saying and get ready to close the show out. Okay. Oh man, what's going on here? For whatever reason, my thing wasn't updating the chat, but here we go. Let me get this thing right here closed as well. Okay. Let's see. Dude Review says, if it's like Enter the Dragon, then that would be cool. Yes, definitely. Captain Pennsylvania says, I love your dad. Wish he was my father. Oh, man. Who said Matt Dole told me I was a mutant, said Wookie. Okay. Yeah, he was pretty cool. Rose Sachs says, cool idea for a movie. Yeah, I think it is. Like with the Shang Chi thing, I think it sounds like a good idea to kind of go out there and get all that stuff set up. Like, do it because the Enter the Dragon is a great film, and it would be a great film for them to somewhat pay homage to. Definitely for a an MCU film. Captain Pennsylvania says, I feel like a new Iron Fist could be in that movie. Absolutely, and I think that's something that Josh was even mentioning as well in his live stream just this morning. Aggressively Relaxing says, Shang-Chi is a Bruce Lee ripoff, so this sounds on brand. Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Because I think they even said that kind of, like with the comic books. I mean, how could they really deny that? Captain Pennsylvania says, he literally looks like Bruce Lee in the comics. He does. That would be cool, says Cap. Yeah, definitely. Or a Duder. Yeah, definitely. Malone Kulik says, I hope it's like Enter the Dragon, but the director has me concerned about the movie. He has mostly done dramas based on true stories. And I haven't seen who the director is. I'll have to go in. I'll have to do that. Some research on that, Mladen. And see who the director is and check out some of their work. Because I know what you're saying. The thing is that's kind of what Kevin Feige has done throughout a lot of the MCU is get smaller directors, smaller, more indie type directors, and brought them in to direct these movies, with the exception of maybe like Jon Favreau at the very first when they were launching it off, and at the maybe that whole first phase, because they got a lot of experience behind the camera at first. But since then, it seems like they've kind of, because they started out, they had like what, Joe Johnson. They also had, oh man, did the first Thor movie. Oh man, why did I all of a sudden forget his name again? Sir. Oh man. Why'd I forget that dude's name again, man? And he's great too. And I just forgot it the other day too here on the show too, man. Dang, man. It's like I'm not even a fan. It's like I'm not even a fan. But aside from those first few, a lot of them after that, the phases after that, they kind of went with newer directors. But I understand your hesitation. Captain Pennsylvania says, I don't know, but I don't think directors mean much in the MCU. They already have a story and can replace them in a snap. See what I did there? Yes. Yeah, I think you're right there. Because Kevin Feige runs his ship really tight over there when it comes to those kinds of things. Aggressively Relaxing says, Iron Fist was incredible for people who dig kung fu movies. Absolutely. Absolutely, I love kung fu movies too. Over Easy Mode, how are you doing? I hope all is well. A Dude Review says, I like kung fu movies, but Iron Fist was a letdown. Only watched the first season. Yeah, I think I only watched the first season of it too. Iron Fist was okay. Iron Monkey was better, says Wookiee Supremacy. Slap that like button, peeps, says my boy Jolly Snowdub Music and Entertainment. Captain Pennsylvania says people also think because you introduce all these characters that they all have to be in a team-up film. Lots of them do their own thing and can stay separate. Absolutely. Vanjexter says, I don't know much about Shang-Chi, so I'm looking forward to go into the movie blank. Yeah, absolutely. Me as well. I'm not very familiar with the character either. Snowdub says, listening at work, so I can't comment much. It's all good, Snowdub. It's all good. Thanks for being here anyway, man. Aggressively says, the choreography in the first season of Iron Fist had our hero using the animal styles appropriately. It was brilliant. Then the Goku in the boardroom scenes were great. I loved it. I loved Iron Fist. Nice. And I'll have to go back and rewatch it again, because I think I got really through like the first season. Like I think the last couple episodes I didn't pay as much attention to. Wookiee Supremacy says, ha ha ha, respect the source material. Okay, don't hold your breath on that. Right? Justin Simone says, I love Daredevil, Punisher, and Jessica Jones. Luke Cage and Iron Fist are boring characters, though, and their shows suck. I actually liked the Luke Cage season 1. I didn't see season 2 yet. Favreau is money, baby. Yeah, Favreau is good. Superior Hero Review says 100% on Favreau. Yes. Not good enough, Inhumans. No disrespect to all the Inhumans out there. Justin Simone says, exactly. Just excited for New Mutants because I like the premise and the vibe from the new trailer, and the Demon Bear story is good. Yeah, definitely. Bears, Rocks, and Comics says, yo, what up, 2nd Street? How are you doing this morning? I hope you're doing well. Wookiee Supremacy says, I like how Trent puts up the horn... the brown horns when he's wider than me. Hey man, I'm Pac. I'm Pac, man. I'm Pac, bro. I'm Pac. Like, yeah, I'm Mexican. I'm German and Danish and just some other stuff as well, but and some Native American. I got some Indian in me too, man. Like Native American Indian. Like, hey, man, hey, bro. Just because I spend most of my time indoors because I'm a nerd, bro. Come on, Wookie. Wookie Steals and Tumbleweed says, howdy, y'all. How you doing this morning? Justin Simone says, money, baby. That's right. Make sure to call 500 times after the first date. Swingers is a classic. Absolutely. Absolutely. Money, baby. Yeah. And that's great too. I remember Vince Vaughn, man, back in them days was great. Vince Vaughn has always been kind of good. I miss some of those, like that Vince Vaughn, like old school era type Vince Vaughn. You know what I mean? I'm surprised they pulled Demon Bear out. Should be, yeah, definitely. Fanjexter says, I would imagine CGI wise it'll be comparable to Mandalorians. I think it'll be a little higher. I think the CG will be higher, honestly. Glad you could make it, Whiskey, says Wookie. Definitely. Justin Simone says, agreed. I mean, it can't be total crap. Otherwise, Disney would have just dumped it to Disney Plus or Hulu. Absolutely. I thought the exact thing. Why release it in theaters? Two Gun Pedro says, pew pew. I'm way behind on the chat again, aren't I? Let's see. Okay, and it just skipped on me. Skate for Greatness says, hi, how are you doing? Yeah, fight choreographers just show actors doing incredible feats. It takes a lifetime to perfect and 90 takes to capture. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I try to check in daily, Chewy. Yes, thank you, Whiskey Stills and Tumbleweeds. I appreciate that. Justin Simone says, with all the garbage movies Hollywood pumps out these days, New Mutants should overperform. I mean, it's going to blow away Birds of Prey. Yeah, with virtually zero marketing. Absolutely. I mean, I think it will. I think it's going to do decent. I think it'll do decent. Had to school a guy on Two Gun Kid this morning. Wish you could have been there, says Captain Pennsylvania. It's a Two Gun Pedro. The Breakup is a great movie. Yes, it is. It is a good one. Iron Fist was a series. I guess there is no connection to The Man with the Iron Fist movies. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I liked Waititi's episode. Oh, see, and I didn't really like Waititi's episode of The Mandalorian. I wasn't really into it. Just, like, it was okay. It was okay. None Rose, different character. Oh. Oh, okay, yeah. Aggressively says, Justin Simone, what does Birds of Prey have to do with New Mutants? Well, nothing, really. Nothing at all. I mean, just, honestly, I think a lot of people aren't anticipating it. I mean, I think there's that about both of those movies. Not a lot of people were anticipating Birds of Prey, and I don't think there's a lot of people really highly anticipating New Mutants. Wookie says, I loved Ragnarok. I thought Ragnarok was good. I did think Ragnarok was very, very good. Let's see. Did I miss... What's it saying here? How did I miss these? Did these just come up? What's going on here? What's going on here? Okay. James Mangold debunked the rumor, but we heard nothing from Robert Rodriguez, who was also rumored. Oh, interesting. RZA directed an episode of Iron Fist. Nice, nice. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with, but in Iron Fist, he's definitely underrated, says Two Gun Pedro. Justin Moan says, aggressively relaxing, nothing. Point is, it's going to actually be a good movie. It's something a good amount of people actually want to watch. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people wanting to see it. I don't think it's gonna do great at the box office, but I think it'll be decent. Aggressively Relaxing says, to be fair, the year Bruce Lee died is the same year Enter the Dragon came out, is the same year that everyone was kung fu fighting, and it's the same year Iron Fist and Shang Chi appears. Oh, aggressive! You cracked me up, bro. Is all that true? Is all that true? I might have to give it a shot if it's not sold as an hour and a half of nut kicking. That's funny. Like Charlie's Angels was. That's hilarious. Sure, Justin Simone, but you're in the Birds of Prey, but but I but. Or something in Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey mouth every chance you get. It's just funny. Oh, yeah, yeah. You know what? Birds of Prey was a decent film. It wasn't that great of a film. It was decent. It was just marketed really horribly, marketed terribly, just like terrible. Hour and a half of nut kicking. Let's see. We got jumped on me again. Cap says Charlie's Angels. What? I still haven't seen Charlie's Angels. Mike L says I wish they hadn't canceled the Netflix shows because the third season of Iron Fist looked like they were finally going to have him be more like Iron Fist with his powers and everything. Yeah, I still need to watch season 2. And I think all those shows seem to progressively get better. I could be wrong, but I honestly like Jessica Jones is one of my favorites out of all those series. Aggressively says, you're thinking of Professor Lockhart. Professor Lockhart. Oh. Skate for Greatness says, I really liked Wu Assassin on Netflix. It seemed to be more Iron Fist-like. I'll have to check that out. Don't censor yourself aggressively. I'll approve you. Says Wookie Supremacy. You're funny. Vince Vaughn is awesome. Yes, he is. Wu Assassin was legit. I'll have to check that out. Rose Sack says, Second Street, you got the Wookiee voice down. I can't do it that good. Jason Preston says, hey, y'all. Good early afternoon. Aggressively says, it's the morning show, Wookie. Think of the children. Think of the children. Yes. Punching Baby Yoda in the face totally sold me, says Wookie. That's funny. Perry Comics says, anyone know when next Cobra Kai season coming back? I'm not sure. You know, I only watched the first season. I still need to watch season 2. I need to watch season 2. My kids watched it. They love it. They love it. Captain Pennsylvania says, it's true about Shang Chi and Iron Fist coming in for the American Kung Fu boom. Yeah. Aggressively says, all that is true. What's funny is the Iron Fist creator got hate mail for being too woke in 69, then lived long enough for his work to become racist. That's funny. Jason says, did somebody say woke? Is that woke E? Woke E? That's funny. Oh man, you guys are cracking me up. But anyway, what's this all about? This is telling me. Why is this telling me? Did I miss? I don't know. Maybe I did. This is telling me that I got a $15 super chat that I missed, but I don't see any I didn't see any super chats come in. Did I miss a super chat, guys? I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's see. Do I need to read? Maybe I need to. Let's try refreshing that thing because it's telling me I got a super chat, but I don't see any super chats. Let's see here. I think maybe it's giving me some old information. Giving me some old information there. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with YouTube. YouTube is being weird, man. YouTube can be crazy sometimes. But anyway, guys, yeah, that's really all I got for news today. Like I said, guys, it's Motivation Monday. I started off, telling you guys, like life is crazy. You always got to be prepared for things. Life is always going to throw curveballs at you. You got to be prepared for that. That's part of being to be successful in life. You got to be ready to bend at the will of life because it's always going to throw curveballs at you. We also got into some news about Mark Ruffalo was at C2E2 flapping his gums about possibly coming into the She-Hulk series, which I mean that really only kind of makes sense if you think about it, doesn't it? We also got a little bit of news about Shang-Chi, photo from on the set of Shang-Chi getting ready to come out, as well as, a little bit of information with these MCU streaming shows that are coming on Disney Plus. Coming out, they're going through production a little bit faster than they had originally planned. We also talked a little bit about Peyton Reed is rumored to be directing a couple of episodes of The Mandalorian Season 2. And then, of course, guys, we got in here and got to chat with all of you awesome people here. And you guys, in case you guys don't know, doing these live streams are the best part of it is getting together with you guys, the audience, who comes in here to interact with me in the chats, to leave your funny comments, make me laugh, make me giggle, and also give me interesting things to talk about. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you guys actually give me stuff to talk about, because sometimes hosting a daily stream is kind of hard to do. That's why I've been kind of switching up with some of the movie talk here, and then also doing a little bit more of the comic talk throughout the week. To do that, because most of my produced videos here on the channel are usually comic book reviews. And like I said, guys, it's been a busy couple of weeks with my personal business and everything. So some of the produced videos, the edited videos, the nicer looking things have been a little bit on the short side these past couple of weeks, guys. But don't worry about that. They will be coming back. We'll be getting more videos here soon enough. I've actually got videos I have shot and just haven't got edited and put up here on the channel. Don't forget that this Wednesday I am going to be over on Fanjexer's channel. That's going to be going on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern if you're out on the East Coast. Make sure you tune in for that. We're going to be doing the 2010s Pixar films. This should be a good one. I'm very familiar with all these films because my kids, I first started my daughter was born in February of 2010, and we've got 3 kids, so they're all these ages where I've seen every single one of these films. So it's going to be a good time to get there and discuss these, or maybe it's just 2000s Pixar films. I don't know. It's going to be a good time. Make sure you go over there and check that out, guys. I guarantee it's guaranteed to be a great time. Also, make sure you go back and check out the music show from Sunday. It was really fun. Just from yesterday, we got a NCAA tournament bracket style thing that we stole that idea from Fanjexer as well, which Josh is stealing from me, which we stole from the thousands of other people who have done this. But dang it, we're all sitting here we're appropriating others' cultures here, right? Others' channel cultures. Anyway, guys, look forward to that. Also on Saturday, we did a comic chat with Dylan from Dylan's Comics and Chris from Chaos and Comics. And did you guys catch the end of the show yesterday? Oh, man, I'm glad it didn't cut off too soon. It was funny because Chris from Chaos and Comics came into the chat all late, and I was sitting there, I was like, oh, fucking Chris, this guy. And I started talking shit in the background. It was funny. I'm glad that none of that cut off before the end of the show, because it was pretty funny. And Chris was like, hey, man, I can hear you. I'm like, yeah, I know you could hear me. It was funny. It was a good time. We like to have fun here, guys, on this channel. That's what it's all about, having fun. We're not really here about all the drama. Of course, occasionally we get into some of that, but, mostly we're here to have fun, and we're here to have fun with you guys. You guys are what make this fun. Getting together with you, the awesome viewers of this channel, the people who show up here to support me every day. I do truly appreciate all of you. You guys are awesome. You guys are what make this show. Thank you all so much for being here today, and we'll see you all in the next video. Later.